Today's video is sponsored by PGX Comics. Experience the difference. The new PGX Comics, shipping nationwide. Hello and welcome to another fun film and informative episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu. Are you? Well, this month we're going to do our normal monthly PGX unboxing. And boy, do I got some amazing, cool books for you guys to check out. And the job that PGX has done is absolutely astonishing. Now, I've been doing this segment for about a year or so, almost 2 years now. And really, it's not just about getting comics graded. It's just fun to look at cool books together, especially for fellow Gen Xers. Maybe these are the books that you got back in our heyday of the late 80s and early 90s. Well, that's what this is all about. Just kind of revisiting that love that we had back in the day, now that we are in our 40s and up. I say that with the utmost of respect and love because I am proud of being a Gen Xer. We are the coolest generation, and we're the generation that started all of this shit. I don't care what anybody else says. We are the originators. So before I dive in showcasing the amazing books that came back from PGX, I wanted to share another sponsor and how things go. Now, my regular fans who follow me for G.I. Joe recaps and when I do action figures for Star Wars Black Series, G.I. Joe Classifieds, Marvel Legends, or any of that stuff, even though I'm not a toy guy, more of a comic dude, I've been doing this and incorporating some of the comic mythos just to expand on just a plain old toy review and stuff like that. I mean, after all, that's how we collect this stuff. We want to dive into that world and kind of, absorb all that stuff. Well, I've been featuring or recommending Ian's display accessories. And just to show you, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I actually buy stuff or get stuff from Ian. So I wanted to show you how things come and how everything, what you to expect if you wanted to order Ian's display stands for your Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, Star Wars Black Series. And it depends on the quantity and what you get. But I just got TEG 10 stands for these 6-inch figures. And basically, it comes like this. Usually it says star stands on it, but you could get clear or the black base. Ian always sends me the clear base. And again, what I like about Ian's display stands is that, again, the clear one, and their circumferences. That may not make sense, but it does when you kind of have things displayed like back there. For example, let me just show you. We're going to take 2 G.I. Joe vintage figures, and you see their circumferences are pretty, so you could put figures kind of close together. So that saves a lot of space. With the old G.I. Joe stands, like the big square ones, that actually takes up a lot of space, so you can't fit as many action figures. But again, just real quick, so that's basically it. So they'll have like 2 on one side and 1 on the other side, so they're great for all 3 of those important lines. All right, so now that's done, I want to also, I know I'm keeping in suspense for a reason. I was down in Miami dropping off my wife because she takes care of my in-laws, because they're old. So she kind of like stays there for a week, make sure the house and everything's okay. And I come back. But I always visit A&H Comic Shop, which is like the 4th oldest comic shop in the East Coast. And I've been getting these books, kind of like nowadays, like the horror titles are all the rage, and these journey into mystery. This is issue 18, and this one's issue 9. Again, the cover and the artwork is why I see these. I didn't get into these things back in the day, but I could see why they're starting to catch fire. And here's the big one that I was able to pick up. Can you say Tomb of Dracula issue number 3. I mean, because of the bag and board, the bag itself is old. That's why it has this kind of like yeah. But so I have to switch it out and put a new fresh bag and board. They, of course, those things age and then they yellow as well. So you probably, like you Gen Xers who have your comics stashed in boxes somewhere, it's good to kind of go through your old comics and put a fresh bag and board, because this is what will happen. But I looked under it and the colors are vibrant still, and it's a beautiful book. This is probably going to be like a 5 or 6 if it was sent for grading, which I will. But it's just the fact that, I rather have any grade, a good book, if it gets a 5 or a 4, I don't give a monkey's uncle. But again, I'll just pull it out a little bit. The colors are really nice still. So it's pretty vibrant. So to get that Dracula issue number 3, and I think this is the first appearance of Van Helsing. Van Helsing's daughter or niece or something like that. So this is actually a mini key, and with Disney Plus, who the hell knows what's going to go on. All right, let's get that out of the way and let's finally dive in. I kept you in suspense for 6 minutes. So here's the first book. The first book we're going to look at, and this is kind of a newer book, so I wanted to get it out of the way. But this is Amazing Spider-Man number 93, which is actually 894. I kind of talked about this book during the other PGX unboxing. Remember, for my regulars, we talked about Chasm with the clone Ben Reilly turning into this evil character after going through a mental breakdown. So again, it's a key issue in that this is the first appearance of Chasm. So what will come about of it, we don't know. But just the fact that this is the more sought after variant cover versus the other one that I showed last month. And I actually gave that one away to my nephew as a gift for him visiting us down in Florida. But this is the one I'm keeping. And again, if you don't know who Patrick Gleason is, he's one of the new big wigs like we talked about during our heyday. Todd McFarlane covers or Jim Lee covers or Rob Liefeld. Patrick Gleason is a modern artist that a lot of people gravitate to because of these cool covers. And again, this one is amazing. Kind of looks like a phoenix or some other stuff. But again, a white cover. To get a 9.6 is phenomenal. I'm really happy about how it looks and the presentation. And this one is definitely being put away in my personal collection. Hopefully Marvel, this one turns into a Carnage or a Venom. But you never know. You never know. So that's one of the things that makes getting back in. And of course, these are the new, we talked about it during another unboxing. PGX is now giving these amazing sealable bags. So you get UV protection on the case and the bag. So you just have to take off the plastic and then you fold it up. So this way it's nice and stacked, because the other ones from CGC and CBCS are just the difference between a Ziploc bag and just a regular sandwich bag. You have to tuck it in and stuff. This one, nice, sealed, protected, bada bing, bada boom, right? All right, the next one is going to be really, really special. And you Gen Xers, get ready. Because you may have had this or you still haven't. You don't know what the hell to do with it. And I'm talking about X-Men number 239. Now, what's significance about this issue? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's the first cover appearance of Mr. Sinister. What we all know, I think, is 238 or 237 was Mr. Sinister's first appearance. And looking at those prices in the 200s for a raw book, this is a better bet. I got this book for $9, and it's already, and this was several months back. It's already increased to that 20, 25, 30, and it's skyrocketing because unlike his first appearance, he wasn't on the cover. It was inside in the book where you discovered the new character, Mr. Sinister. And with Magneto already being used, Apocalypse being already used, when the X-Men do get introduced, who do you think the bad guy is going to be? That's right. I'm specking on this book and recommending to you, go in your local comic shop, look for this book. Pick it up, put it aside, because I think that Mr. Sinister is going to be the next big baddie for the mutants to fight against in the MCU. Write that down. And remember, when it pops up, you heard it here first, guys. So again, another beautiful cover. I remember having this issue as a kid, and it was just good to be that's what the fun is with this, being back into comics, finding those books that you once had. I mean, I still have a good portion of my collection as a youth, but a lot of them, I just gave away, or I don't know what the hell happened to him. But this is one that I definitely remember having as a child, and I'm so glad to have it. It got a 9.2, and boy, what a beautiful 9.2 it is. And PGX did a beautiful job with this book, like they always do, right? Hitting it right out of the park. So let me know in the comments below what you think about targeting this book over the first appearance. I think this is a better value, better bet all around. An inexpensive, yet, your profit margin, not that this is what this channel is about. It is not. It's just the fun of it, I got stocks, mutual funds, IRAs. So that's why it's fun as adults, where these young modern comic kids, they don't have real jobs like us, so this is all they do. So they'll tell you stuff just so they could sell stuff and get money without having to go to a real job. What's up with these kids? It's like they're afraid of hard work. That's what I think. All right, so again, we're going to do the same thing. Again, it's easy and it reopens as well. So I like to make it nice and tight. This way, when you stack the books, you got all the information there. And again, PGX does a great job making all the necessary prelude to Inferno. The only thing I wish, PGX, if you're watching this, first cover appearance of Mr. Sinister. I think that was something that in the future. All right, the next book is another 80s, yep, right at 1980. Now, this is the first appearance of Spider-Hulk. That's right, the unholy combination of Hulk and Spider-Man. Hey, why not? It's just amazing it took this long for that bonkers concept to occur. And again, this is Web of Spider-Man. So remember back in the 90s, there were 3 titles. It was Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Web of Spider-Man. So there were the 3 books that were, connected to Spidey. And then, of course, McFarlane had the regular Spider-Man that would just, it was a short-lived, it was like one of those comets, just and then gone, But these have been going on and off and on for the greater part of, up until now. So again, this is a great book. Another first appearance. I doubt that there would be a combo Hulk Spider-Man, but hey, it's a low first appearance. I mean, a low price but fun first appearance to get. And an 8.0, that's respectable. I bought this out of a collection. A lot of the Spider-Mans, the old ones from the 90s that I feature, I bought off of one guy. And it was a sad story. He passed away. His brother had to sell his collection. So he said, I wanted to give it to somebody who's going to showcase these for people to enjoy, so they could remember their times when they were young and healthy and the world was their oyster. And I'm happy to do that. And that's what I was happy to, take the collection. I mean, a lot of my collections, since I live in Florida, have kind of a similar sad tale. Like elderly parents that come down and something happened to their kid, and they know me, they reach out to me, and I'm happy to keep uh, their child's legacy going on, because I came back for after, and I'm just lucky to be here. All of us did, who so it's just one of those things where you take it with the heavy heart and with some dignity and some respect. All right, the next book we're going to feature, and I featured this book before, but this is the second issue that I have of this book. Now, we know this, that Marvel has copyrighted Midnight Suns as a trademark. So why would Marvel do that? Well, all the inklings, like getting um, uh, Daredevil is going to be appearing on the She-Hulk. There was just leaks that the Punisher is returning from the Netflix, ABC, mostly Netflix. So all of that is now being incorporated into the MCU. So when you start dabbling into that, and then Moon Knight as well. So I'm saying another one, it's just a matter of time before my man Ghost Rider appears in the MCU. Now, this is the second appearance of Ghost Rider, because the first one, Marvel Spotlight number 5, I'm just repeating what I did in that episode, is through the roof. It is like in the $15,000 to $45,000 range. So what is the next? And I'm talking about like a 9, 8, high grade, are really, really expensive. So with that said, the next best option is where the value, the fun, the hunt is where it's at. And what better than the second appearance, Marvel Spotlight number 6. And it retells the origin of Ghost Rider, and it's his second full appearance. So I think this is a very smart, wise investment, pickup, and fun as hell to get. And I read the issue. I always read this stuff online. A lot of people ask me about that. How do you enjoy your books? So I was saying, what if you private message the email messenger on Facebook, I will tell you where you could go to read comics online for free. And you're not doing anything illegal. You're not doing anything wrong. So it's on the level. So I just want to let you know. Just message me and I'll tell you where to go, so you could read this book, enjoy it. Any book, and be able to enjoy it still, even though it's in case. Because like I said, the whole purpose of grading is not monetary, even though there is a monetary aspect of it, but it's preserving those books and enjoying the artwork, the connection that you have with the book. That's what this is all about. And this is why, and this is from my good friends at Comic Tropes. I mean, Chris, if you're not a subscriber, go to Comic Tropes. It's like being in a class, a college level class on comic books. And besides G.I. Joe and covering G.I. Joe for the IDW run, I would have to say Chris from Comic Tropes has reinvigorated my enthusiasm for comics in my 40s. So if it work for me, it sure as hell could work for you. But again, this is the second time I have this book, and I will get as many as I could at a good price. And usually I target those mid grades. I'll never, the 8s and 9s are kind of out of my price range. It's not about if you could afford it or not. It just, for me, it doesn't make sense. So I target like those 5 to 7. That's where I am with this book. If I get those, I'm totally happy. And I think that's one of the things you should put on your list. Or, that's the other thing. A couple of subscribers or friends message me, and you don't have to spend a dime on anything. I want to make that point clear. I do it because it's my hobby and it's fun, and but you get to enjoy these books and check it out. Write down your memories with these books if you had them. I want to hear about it. I don't care about my collection. I like to hear about other people and see other people's shit, because I think that's where the fun is. So here's the creme de la creme, the one I wanted to save for the very end, because when I got the book back, I'm going to cover the grade. I was speechless. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like a 6 or 7. I would have been happy with that. But imagine getting a low number Amazing Spider-Man. I'm talking about below 100. And I finally did that. This is, let me get this out. You got to appreciate this. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 53. So Doc Octopus is back, another key villain. Steve Ditko. Oh, this is John Romita and Stan Lee. But this is Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker's first date. Happened in this issue. And here is the grade. Ready, guys? 9.4. Can you believe that? When I saw that, I was stoked. I was like, you gotta be shitting me to get a key character, Doc Ock and Spider-Man under 100, issue number 53, in such a high grade. Wow, I am floored, and I'm genuinely excited. I'm still excited, because that's what this is all about. And PGX did an amazing job with their clean and press service. That's right, this book got clean and pressed, and that's what I think helped pick this book up from that 7 that I was mentioning to giving it a 9.4. And I could see that they did that. You'll see too when you get your books clean and pressed. You could kind of see that, kind of like the compressed of a comic book. So they did, and this had a whitish cover. So this must have been a pain in the ass. But again, the team at PGX, that's why all these people that post negative stuff, these teeny boppers, these young kids saying negative stuff because they're CGC fanboys, don't buy into that shit. I've been showcasing PGX books for almost 2 years now, and I've been getting first level customer service, fast turnaround times. These books come back in 2 to 3 months at maximum, where CGC and CBCS, you could be 4 to one guy had 14 months to get his book back. That's absurd. You could be moved down to another state by then. But no, I like the fact that they email you with updates. Oh, your book is ready, is being sent back. Here's the tracking number. And I'm not doing that because they're a sponsor. I'm doing that because I'm a customer as well. And I just think that for us Gen Xers, they're the best value, and the customer service. That's what we like. We want to be treated like adults, not being like, oh, we're doing you a favor. No, you're not. This is my money I'm giving you. I expect this, and that. And PGX has delivered that. So don't listen to all that negative stuff. Here, this is proof right here. I'm telling you, I'm showing you, I'm telling you, you get a quality product, and all this stuff, is just beautiful and flawless. So Amazing Spider-Man number 53. Well, that wraps up with this episode of fun, and I hope you guys had a nice trip down memory lane looking at these books. And let me know in the comments below, like, if you had any of these books, if you have any questions. I know I say I cater to Gen Xers, but I've gotten messages from people from every age range. So no matter who you are, feel free. I'll do my best. And I'm someone who will admit I don't have the answers to everything. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't have an ego. So if I don't know, I will find the answers and get back to you with the answers. That's what I hate, those YouTubers that are like, oh, I'm up here and you're down here. Like, what the hell's that? We're all fans. We're all just enjoying this stuff together. And that's the vibe I want to put out. I mean, I know what it's like. You could sit at the cool table and sitting at the, being treated like a second-class citizen. Hey, I know what it's like, but the good, if you put out good stuff and, strong, confident, and you're a good person inside, that's what comes across. And I try to be a good person inside. Yeah, I got muscles and stuff, but what the biggest muscle I have, I think, is my heart. So I try to be as genuine and sincere. I don't have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I have a normal job. I have a mortgage, and I'm a married dude. So I'm not someone just feeding you bullshit just to get clicks and subscribers, because I really don't care. But I care about giving you some information and getting that energy, and hopefully getting people back into things that they once loved. Because hey, every day sucks, man. Like, putting up with stuff. At least we could all come down and have that peace and have a little bit of happiness and share that with each other. So anyway, with that, all that, mumbo and jumbo aside, stay tuned for the next episode of Codename New to Vero 2. We're going to recap, go back into the comics. I know I've been saying that and haven't delivered, but I will do that at the end of this week. And also, we're going to do a Storm Shadow classified special, where I'm going to bring out my action figures of Stormy. So we're going to go through the history of Storm Shadow, and as well as look at his classified figures. Because the IDW, where Storm Shadow is at now, is vastly different from his first appearance in issue number 21. You're going to see a more confident, grounded leader of the Arashikage clan. So I know a lot of old school fans just think of Storm Shadow, and they just think about the Marvel run and all that issue 20, or they think of the Sunbow series. But Larry Hama had different vision for the character, and I think that that's going to be lost with G.I. Joe Hasbro was currently doing. And speaking of G.I. Joe Hasbro, I'm going to do an episode about this later, but let's be honest, I'm probably the only minority G.I. Joe YouTuber out there, and I was overlooked during the 40th anniversary special. A lot of other people were included, and it's not about getting free shit. Let me get that straight. It's just being acknowledged. You have someone that, his father served the country, he served the country, and he's a G.I. Joe YouTuber, and it just so happens he's a minority. Yet I was excluded from everything. I politely asked them, hey, I was overlooked. I just want you to acknowledge the fan base that are minorities in different colors and creeds that are also G.I. Joe fans. It's been 2 months, folks, and they haven't written me back yet. And, again, I'm not looking for that free 40th anniversary box. I could care less. It's just that acknowledgement. So if you can, send a message to their official Twitter or their Instagram asking to respond to Codename New to Vero 2's request for including minorities in their public relations department. I greatly appreciate that. And I'm saying that humbly and saying that very sincerely, because G.I. Joe, knowing that they're characters that look like me, I could be a G.I. Joe. I could contribute to this country. I could contribute to society. That's the message I want to see. Another either brown, black, yellow, green, whatever the hell, white even, like another kid out there to say, hey, I could do this too. I see that. So that's the reason why I'm asking for your help in this. Anyway, this is Shabu Are You. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Oh, and one more last thing. Someone asked me what games are in the background. So today we're doing NFL Blitz. So it's kind of like the NBA Jam, but football. And it's ridiculously fun. So that's the video that's in the background for this episode. And with that, I bid you adieu. See you later.